Hi, my name is Emily Denaga, and I'm a senior at Brevard College, majoring in criminal justice with a minor in environmental studies. In this past semester, I've been interning with the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation. A little bit about the SBI. They're an assisting agency to local law enforcement, with their biggest mission being service. They conduct criminal investigations of allegations in areas of original jurisdiction, with the biggest one being officer-involved shootings. They also secure a more effective administration of the criminal laws of the state. Some of their biggest values of the Bureau is honesty, integrity, and justice. Here is a map of the state of North Carolina broken up into districts. And the one that I'm interning in is in the western side, which is the red counties of Western North Carolina. A little bit about the intern application process. To be an intern with the SBI, you must take part in a lengthy application process. All internship applications are due a full semester in advance to ensure enough time is available to complete each step. The first step of the application process is an online application submission. This submission consists of a letter of interest, a copy of your resume, letters of recommendation, and a complete copy of your F3. The F3 is a state level document that must carefully be completed, as this document will stay with you for the rest of your career. Following your online application, and if selected to move forward in the process, the SBI internship coordinator will be in contact with you to schedule a Microsoft Teams review board interview. This interview consists of a series of questions that allows you to describe your integrity and your motives to be an SBI intern. After the review board interview, the Bureau will proceed to run a background check. This can include, but is not limited to, your criminal history, employment history, credit history, driving records, etc. This step can be lengthy. However, it is important that the SBI ensures that their prospective interns have clean records and will not be a threat to the agency. The final phase of the application process is a scheduled polygraph taken at the district office. This is a multi-step process consisting of a pre-test interview, baseline questioning, test questioning, and post-test analysis. Polygraphs are a unique test that is used to assess truthfulness and when other evidence may be limited or inconclusive. Once this exam is complete, you'll receive a phone call from the headquarters about their final decision on giving you an internship. Within the SBI, agents are broken up into units. The three units that I spent the most time with is the Computer Crimes Unit, which plays a vital role in investigating and preventing child exploitation cases across North Carolina. This unit works in partnership with local, state, and federal law enforcement to identify and prosecute individuals who exploit children through the internet and digital devices. During my time with this unit, I had the opportunity to observe multiple search warrants and the process to obtain a search warrant through multiple local agencies, along with SWAT and the FBI. The Beta unit is one of the newest units to the Bureau, which is behavioral threat assessment. They mainly focus on preventing school shootings through high schools and middle schools. The analysis of criminal behavior and the assessment of threats is very important in this unit. The last unit that I've been through with the most is the fire and arson investigation unit, which I am currently trying to pursue a career in. They investigate suspected arson cases, they determine the origin and cause of fires, and they thoroughly examine fire-related crimes. I've been able to experience fires consisting of wildfires to structure fires to even fatal fires. The canine program within the Bureau has 15 canines in it at the moment, and they're broken up into different disciplines. They have drug detection dogs, electronic storage detection dogs, explosive detection dogs, human remains detection dogs, and ignitable liquids detection dogs. These teams with canines respond statewide as resources allow, since there are not a ton of canines within the state. Agents can apply for a canine and must attend basic canine handler school. Once they pass this school, they can now have the dog in their possession and go through 16 hours of training a month. Currently, within the Western District, there are 4 canines in the office. They're really fun to play with, and they're just normal dogs in the office. But once we get in the car and we respond to a call, they're on the job. So they're really cool to, get to know and work with and see the different type of things that they can detect. Apart from being in the office, I've also been given the opportunity to go out in the field with agents and work on physical cases. For example, for search warrants, I've learned to obtain, plan, and execute a search for potential evidence of a crime, whether that be at a property, a house, or even a business. One big thing that can happen for search warrants is surveillance. I was given the opportunity to go on surveillance a couple weeks ago for a search warrant that was starting from the very beginning. So we still had to wait for the local law enforcement agency to get the search warrant created, signed by a magistrate, and brought to us before we could execute search warrant, which was pretty cool. Another example of hands-on experience that I've had is interviews. These interviews, I've planned to record key questions to be asked and collect all evidence for well-rounded knowledge. So we usually go over the crime that was committed and the threat that it has to people in society before we go into the interview. This is mainly done with the beta unit when people post on Facebook or other social medias that can cause a threat to other people in the public. One big thing that we had to do before we started these interviews was we called the non-emergency line of the town we were going to, just to make them aware that, this interview will be happening, and if something does go wrong, and we call them to send backup. Another thing would be that we always meet up at a public place, just so things aren't hidden, and if something were to go south, we would have witnesses and people of the public to be there. The last hands-on experience I would want to talk about is fire investigations. I've had a lot of opportunities to sift through fire debris, locating and observing burn patterns, photograph documentation, and in-depth interviews. When you arrive on scenes with fires, a lot of times, like the roofs and stuff from above fall down to the main floor or the lowest floor of the house, causing a lot of debris to be put on top of your potential evidence. So it's important that we sift through that evidence and we get down to that original level to find the different types of patterns and what could have maybe caused this fire. Connecting the dots is one aspect that I've really had a lot to think about. My goals going into this internship was to really gain well-rounded knowledge of the SBI, while also trying to experience the full process of an arson case and learn more about the search warrant process. I've always been interested in going into fire and arson investigation. So starting at Brevard College and getting that background knowledge of, how to execute a case, how to search a crime scene, and really just work with the professors there has helped me develop knowledge for this internship. Apart from Concy Fire Rescue, I've been with them since October of last year, and really just being on the front lines and seeing that perspective of crimes committed and fires started and different types of fire behavior. It's really helped me prepare and have some background knowledge going into this internship. I've also learned a lot while in this internship as well. So, just connecting all these dots is really going to help me further my career in the future. And just a little bit about my preparation for my future. So, I will finish my internship on April 25th, and then I'll be graduating Brevard College with a bachelor's in criminal justice. Later on in the summer, I'll be attending basic law enforcement training at AB Tech Community College. It is required for this State Bureau of Investigation to have that certification before you can apply and attend their SBI Academy. Um, my plan is to apply for the SBI in August and go through that process and hopefully attend the Samarkand Training Academy starting in January 2026, and I will be a member of the 60th SBI Academy. That is all I have for my presentation. I just want to thank all the professors and everyone at Brevard College that has helped me get here at this point in my life, and I'm really excited to see what my future holds. And if you have any questions, I would love to.